Hello, y'all. What's going on? It's your boy Flavio, and thank you guys for tuning back in at the House of Collectibles. Today, we have an awesome video for you guys. We're looking at none other than Spider-Man's homemade suit from Far From Home. This is MMS 552, and without further ado, let's check it out. All right, guys, I just want to start off by saying this artwork on this box is amazing. It reminds me of a DX box. You got a nice big image of homemade suit Spider-Man fighting Mysterio's drones and his illusions. You got one down below and one behind him. Tons of pops of colors all over this box, as below it goes green to blue. And it says Spider-Man homemade suit MMS 552 1/6 scale collectible figure. And I really, really like that a lot. The box is done in a book style flap. As you guys can see, it flips open and gives you a preview window of your homemade suit Spider-Man. And on the inside of the flip, you can see Mysterio continuing with that art as he's casting down those illusions to Peter Parker. I'm really digging this box art, so let's check him out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to get this guy out of the clamshell. I enjoyed the movie so much. Far From Home had so many visual effects. Seeing Mysterio on the big screen, it was definitely a treat. It was a very different Spider-Man movie that we're used to seeing. But nonetheless, first in-hand impressions, I'm very, very excited to unbox this guy and show you guys. He feels amazing, he looks amazing, and I'm truly excited to have him in my collection. Let's take a closer look. All right, guys, and now we are going to take a look at the accessories that you get with your Spider-Man homemade suit from Hot Toys. Again, this is MMS 552. This is not MMS 414, so this is the second version that they made of this figure. But yeah, starting off with the display base, it is really nice. Same shape as the one that came with the upgraded suit, and if I'm not mistaken, probably with most of the other figures that came in this line. I like that this is going along with my upgraded suit in my case, and I like that the footprint is, going to be matching the other figure. The top part is done in this kind of like double styled. You guys can see this kind of like matte or grippy type parts, and then you have a glossy spider as well. Right down the middle, it goes in transition colors of like red into pinkish purple into blue, and it's kind of pixelated with that Mysterio kind of effect. And you kind of have these passport stamps on either side, as you've seen all throughout the movie poster pictures and all types of the promo for this movie, because obviously they were traveling and they were out of the country. So that is really nice. You have Marvel's Spider-Man Far From Home with the movie logo. Really dope. I like the top, I like the colors. And then right up front, you have a Spider-Man homemade suit nameplate here. Nothing special there. It matches the upgraded suit one, so I'm cool with that. Then with that, speaking of this piece here, which I'm not too much of a fan of, but it is what it is. So I only have one out here right now, but you get these pieces. You get like 4 or 5 different pieces in different shapes and sizes, and they want you to pretty much out of the box bend these pieces right here, and you're gonna use this on the bottom of this base, and you're simply going to peg these on to the bottom and fold these up, and you can have kind of your Spider-Man in between the Mysterio illusion that they have here. This not a fan of. I'm gonna be completely honest. This is really cheap accessory. This is one of those things that it's like they threw it in, cool, thanks for giving it to us, but is it something that I'm gonna use? I don't know. I'm not too much of a fan, but this is like a really cheap plastic material. Again, I like the color, I like the design that they have. This is kind of real cool. They pretty much just like had the mold and some type of like color and print, and then they pushed it onto another plate, giving it the design that you have this kind of raised like texture. Not gonna use it. Like I said, it's cool that they threw it in, but not too much of a fan of this Hot Toys, not gonna lie. All right, and then you get a pair of 3 extra hands, including the ones that you get on the figure. And starting off with those, you get these fist type. And I like these. These are really cool because they have the skin texture on the fingers. And as you guys can see as well, they are painted very beautifully. They have a ton of texture. They have stitching. They have folding and wrinkling. And also for the web shooter, it's just looking awesome. I'm trying to get that to focus, guys, but you guys can just see all those different colors. There's golds, there's silvers for all the little different you know, pieces on his web blast, on his web shooters, on his wrist. So I really like those. The red is nice. The black has nice coloring, and it's kind of like also doesn't look so flat. Like it looks kind of like it's dirty, like it's really part of the suit, and the texture is really cool. So you get those. You also get the web shooting ones. So these are really dope. Again, I really like the colors on the web shooter pieces. They did a really nice job with the metallic paint on those features. So those were dope. And then you also get these like pretty much like the wall crawling hands. These are always cool. I always like these because you can have him kind of like use these. If he's not using them on the wall, you can have him kind of like using these as confusion for some poses up towards his head. And as well, you can see the rest of the web shooter on this one, obviously, because his hands aren't covering them. And I like that kind of little attention to detail that, you know, not all the hands are the same. You can see the actual trigger part here for the shooter. So that's a really nice touch. But again, you can see all the little details of the stitching, padding of his gloves that he would have, and then that skin texture onto the fingers. So that's a really cool feature they did there with the hands this time. And then you get 2 swap out lenses. And the cool thing about this one, the MMS 552 compared to the 414, is these before were pegs, as this version now is magnetic. So there's a magnet in the back, and I will show you that later on the figure, and they just like slide right on very easy, whereas before you just had to peg them on. But very, very nice nonetheless. You kind of have like a gloss, like plastic clear piece over top, and then you can see kind of like a little almost like a honeycomb pattern for the lens. And I really like the way that those look. You got like gold detailing on the cabling over here, little bits of silver, and they really just did a good job with these lenses. They look really dope. These are the like really open ones, I believe. The ones he comes with are like a more stern eye look, and then you'll have these as well, that these are the really squinted ones, and you can have him kind of looking at your villains in your case. Like, are you really gonna do that? Not thinking that. Nope, you ain't gonna mess with Spider-Man. All right, and then also you get the normal web effects here with Spider-Man. One of my favorites. You got the right angle for the swinging effect, but these are done, you know, nicely. It's pretty much a basic accessory that you get with all your Spider-Man nowadays, but they are done in a nice kind of like smoky translucent white plastic. These are really dope as well. And the cool thing with this pack is you get 2 new ones, and they are done in this kind of like blue tealish translucent color, and then it goes down to clear again down at the base where he's shooting out. And these are like the Mysterio illusion web shots. I believe these might have been from the one scene when he was going through that tough Mysterio's illusion. Not too sure. Quote me on that at the bottom if I'm wrong. And you also get the spooled up one as well. I'm not going to take too much time on the webs. And you also get the funnel. You also get a standard waist clamp for this guy, and this is probably not going to do any damage because pretty much the figure is like all cloth material, so shouldn't have nothing creasing there on the suit. And this piece, I was really intrigued on how that worked, and this is the big party piece that you get with this figure, and this is one of Mysterio's drones. I'm gonna be very careful because it was nice out of the box, but it's feeling a little wobbly, so I'm not too comfortable with it right now. But yeah, man, this is insane. The level of detail that they did on this piece is really dope. Now, you don't get this in MMS 414, and the trade-off for that is in that one you got a head sculpt and the mask, the empty mask that Tom Holland would be holding. But yeah, this is insane. So much detail. There's scuffing. You got, the little various green parts for the light up sections. You have silver. You have gunmetal in there as well. The tips of the guns are like almost, like if they have just been fired in a way, they have like a little change. There's tons of like battle damage to this. And you can just see below it, there's all the fans there, and this is a dope piece. They really killed it. You can have your Spider-Man standing on top of that as well when you have him posing that, which I probably am going to attempt to do. But yeah, so this just slides into here, down here like so, and then that is how it'll stick onto your base. So that is very clever. You have that sliding down onto the flight pole, and it should be fine. So I like that because it makes the piece very seamless, like it's just floating in midair. So I was kind of surprised how they did that. And there you can see the port right there where it goes. All right. So yeah, those are the accessories that you get with your homemade suit Spider-Man. And now we're going to take the figure out and see what he's about. All right, guys, and here he is, the homemade suit Spider from Far From Home. This suit is amazing, guys. What can I say? I love just the subtleness to it. I love the fact that you can tell that that's still a Spider-Man, but it's not a classic Spider-Man suit that we're used to seeing. I was very happy seeing this on the big screen. I believe the first time we seen this was in Captain America Civil War. And then later on in Homecoming, where Tom Holland has to make this suit because Tony Stark takes his tech suit and then he has to use this to go against the Vulture. So Hot Toys did a very nice job, I believe. It looks very authentic, very screen accurate. The materials all over the figure are super authentic. This guy is completely fabric. You're not going to have no problem posing this whatsoever. The reds are poppy, nice and vibrant. You got the blues there, you got the black, so very kin colors to Spider-Man, but yet it's a different scheme. It's a different suit, so that's what I like about it. I needed this just mainly because I'm working on a Tom Holland MCU shelf, so I felt like this was very necessary to have. It was a part of one of the movies, so you know I had to pick this up. I'm definitely a Spider fan. But yeah, not too much to talk about here, as it's very self-explanatory. You have the red hoodie over the top. It's a cutoff hoodie. I love how, you know, these edges as well actually looked like it was hand cut by Peter himself, so it kind of gives that little homemade feeling. It's, you know, frayed. It's not a perfectly cut edge, so it does really feel like he did this on his own. You have the head sculpt up here up top. It looks amazing as well. I believe they changed the material slightly to the head sculpt from this version to the previous version, as the one before was, if it was handled too much, it kind of started to get fuzzy. This one seems a little bit tighter, but yes, still very authentic to the material is what the mask looked like on the screen. Another quality of life feature that they added was the magnetic eyes, like I was telling you guys earlier. Before, these were pegs, so that I'm so happy that they did. I wouldn't have wanted to mess with that. Very simple. You just pop these off, pop them on, and you guys can change the eyes out however you would like. This one doesn't come with the head sculpt. That's one thing that is a trade-off for the big Mysterio's drone piece. He doesn't come with a Tom Holland unmasked head sculpt, and he also doesn't come with that that mask that you can put in Tom Holland's hand. But yeah, this piece trades off for the bigger accessories, and you get that big Mysterio's drone. The sweater itself, I believe, is a little bit different from the previous version as well. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the red is a lot more vibrant on this one, but also more screen accurate. The spider logo as well, I believe, is a lot darker and a lot thicker compared to the original one. I think the original one was a lot longer. And I believe as well the zipper was more pronounced in the previous version. You see that they got the stitching a lot tighter, and it covers the zipper. I believe it is an actual working zipper. Do be careful. I'm not going to mess around with that at all, but I do believe you guys can zip it down, zip it up, however you guys would like. I know a lot of people talked about their previous sweater. It came down to a big V-taper. It seems like they cleaned that up as well. And also the pockets, I believe, are shaped a little bit differently on this version compared to the first one. And then you have his tassels down here for his hoodie, and then you got the aglets as well, and it's just insane, man. Like these aglet pieces are actual metal. They could have went, you know, the cheap route and just did something plastic very quick. Nope, not Hot Toys. These are actual metal aglets. So that's nuts. I love that detail. Moving down to the pants, you have the blue tracksuit that runs down under the hoodie as well. Nothing crazy here. Like I said, posing is not going to be a problem. This guy is not super tight to the body. He's, you know, he's comfortable. He's chilling. This is a Sunday outfit for Spider-Man swinging through New York City. And then down here for the socks, these are cloth as well. They're a fabric material, but I think they're cinched and fastened to the back of these pants, obviously, so they don't slide up and down. So do be careful with those. And then down for the red shoes, they are done beautifully. These are sculpted, painted, and textured. So can't go wrong with that. And yeah, there's just so much detail, man. Like, look at all the different colors. He has a ton of, you know, pitting, washes. He has grime on all these little actuators on his web blasters. And I think they did a really good job with the paint job here. This figure is dope, man. I just can't keep getting over of how cool he is next to my other Spider-Man figures. I think he's a good party piece in a collection. So yeah, this is a very dope figure. I love it. I can't wait to show him off a lot more. Maybe we'll do some poses at the end of this video. But yeah, let's go over to Articulation now. All right, guys, and now we're going to look at the articulation of the homemade suit Spider-Man. Starting off at the head sculpt, it is on a double ball peg and a split neck design. So there is a ball peg at the base of the head sculpt and at the bottom of the neck. It's just all covered. You're not going to see that. You can go all the way down to there, go all the way back, side to side. The arms will go up to about there, going forward to about there, and back to about there. There is a butterfly joint at the shoulder, letting it hinge up and down, back and forth. There is a split at the top of the bicep, letting it swivel. There's a double bend at the elbow, getting you way past 90. Very, very beautiful. And down here for the torso, you get a little bit of crunch. I'm getting more crunch at the lower part of the torso, more of the pelvis. Not sure if that's just mine, but he does crunch back a ton. There is padding there, so you just got to be careful, guys. Also, he can twist side to side and pivot. And down here for the legs, he will go out to about there. He will go out to about there. There is a swivel at the top of the thigh. You have a bend at the knee, getting you past 90, looking very, very nice. And then for the toe over here, it's on a regular ball peg. And then you have toe articulation. Very, very nice. All right, guys, and that was the articulation for the homemade suit Spider. And now let's see if we can get this guy in some poses. All right, guys, to keep it short and sweet, we only have one pose here with the homemade suit. I tried to be dynamic as possible, having him leaping over the Mysterio's drone. Like to use a lot of the accessories that you get in the box, so that's what I tried to do here. Very posable figure, guys, like I said. But nonetheless, if you guys like what you saw, and if you guys want me to keep doing more videos like this in the future, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.